Hi YouTube, it's me Anna. I thought I'd start this new thing about doing vlogs. I see a lot of people doing it, explaining who they are, how they became to be who they are today. I'm just gonna tell you little bits and pieces. I'm not gonna fully explain until later on. It's a rough subject. Um, let's see. I'm now 35 years old. I have one son, and it took at least a good 9, 10 years before we could even consider having a baby. My hubby and I met in 2001. About 3 years later, I found out at the age of 24 that my ovary was the size of an orange and my fallopian tube had twisted twice. So I had to have surgery. Well, because it was too big to be removed by, I guess, when they blow up your stomach and then use those little things to cut stuff and then open an incision in your stomach to take stuff out. Well, it was too big to be taken out that way. So I had a C-section like cut with no baby. It was removed. Come to find out, I had scar tissue on my left fallopian tube due to I'm assuming the traumatic injury based off my right ovary and tube flipping and swelling so much. So right before surgery, I remember the doctor telling me, or actually one of the nurses, she goes, this is fine. It happens to so many people, every day, every year, whatever, that I should be able to have a baby just fine. So I was like, okay, this should be okay. Well, come to find out, it took longer than that to have a baby. I had no idea, after everything I went through from that surgery, that my husband and I started trying from 2008 on, like really trying, seeing fertility doctors, going through fertility medication. That wasn't fun at all. Due to the fact of having one ovary and one tube, that ovary is larger, trying to overwork itself, I'm assuming, to make sure I can produce enough eggs until menopause hits, which who knows when that'll be. During all those years, I found out I had endometriosis, PCOS. I'm a little big. Well, not just a little. I'm just big. My height at that time was 5'9". Let's see. In 2008, maybe 9. Hubby and I had tried an IUI. An IUI is where they go ahead and take a sperm sample from your husband or your partner and then pump you full of fertility medication, which hurts a lot. Not so much fun. I was put on thyroid medication, metformin, to help me lose weight, which I did, and I was excessively working out trying to get to that weight that she wanted me to. She said about 250, and that I hit a plateau about 268. So I wasn't able to. My frame is rather large, but most of my fat's in my face and my gut. I don't have anything else anywhere else. So the more weight that I lost, the more muscle I would gain from working out so much. So it's like I didn't even lose anything. Well, once all that happened, they went ahead and found out that I was ovulating and ready to go. They grabbed my husband's sample, they injected it in, and nothing came of it. So we did that probably one time because it's like $1,500, or it was then. So it was a lot for us. Right after that, I saw another fertility doctor. He explained to me, we'll put you on this medication and we'll get stuff started again. I was ovulating like I was supposed to be, and it was so painful. Oh my God, it hurt so bad. Well, intercourse by itself was hard enough with the pain, but nothing came of that either. Well, hubby and I decided in 2013, the end of 2013, we were going to move from our current location, which was in Texas at that time, to New Mexico. So we went through the process and everything. Before that happened, friends of ours, they're a couple, married, went out with us to go celebrate, hey, we're going to miss you, happy for your new change in your life. Well, decided to have a chelada. I don't drink very often. Well, that was wonderful. I take it was probably my third drink. And the third drink got me. I gagged to death, and I was like, that's weird. So I run to the bathroom. Nothing happens. I'm just like, that's random. Okay. So then my friend comes in and checks on me. She goes, are you okay? I was like, no, I'm fine. I got a little gag problem, and I gag real easy anyway. So she goes, could you be pregnant? And I said, no. I was told that I wasn't able to get pregnant without doing IVF, which, if you guys don't know what in vitro fertilization is, a process where they take your partner's sperm and your eggs after taking lots of fertility medication and hoping that you can get as many eggs as possible so they can fertilize it for you, incubate it, and then reinsert so you can have a baby. Well, I was told that it was going to be like $20,000. Well, normal people don't just carry that around with them or have that sitting in their bank account, because we just don't. Bills have to get paid, stuff, it gets harder to save money. The more you make, the more you spend. Well, the less you save, so we didn't save anything, so we weren't able to do that. And at that point in time, I gave up. So right after that night of being with my friend, I drank a few cheladas that night, not thinking anything of it. I've never been pregnant before, ever in my life. Never had a chance, a fear, nothing. So we get ready to move. We finally make it to Carlsbad, New Mexico, which is where we're at now. Wasn't here 2 weeks before I found out. My husband had to go for work out of town, so while he was gone, with my luck, I've done this all these years that we've been trying to have a baby. Grab pregnancy test, you grab pads, because you never know, pads and tampons. So I grabbed, I think it was at that point in time, tampons and pregnancy test, just by chance. Like I said, you never know. So I get home from the store, went to use the restroom, of course, peed on the stick. Lo and behold, I'm by myself with my cats at that time, and like the instant I looked at it, it showed pregnant right away, like positive. Done. I'm there. So I'm running around the house like a retard, freaking out. My cats are looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm crying because this is new to me. Weirdest feeling ever, to call your husband to tell him, hey, you're gonna be a dad, instead of waiting for him to get home. Like, I couldn't contain the way I felt. So I called him, told him that, and he said I was lying. I took a picture of the test, sent it to him, and he still told me I was lying. I've played a joke on him before. I know it's a crude joke, but at that point in time, I figured you have to lighten the mood. So I was like, no, I'm being serious for once. I'm not playing. This is what's happening. I'm going to take another one in like 20 minutes, and I'll send you the picture of that one. Well, I took the second one, and it came back positive as well. So I called my husband after sending him the second picture, and I said, I told you I wasn't lying. So he's freaking out. talks to my in-laws because they're there, my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, you know, my father-in-law. So, and I told them, what are they going to be doing for the next 7 months? Come to find out, I was already 8 weeks pregnant. No symptoms, nothing other than a rapid weight gain. I jumped from, I think it was 280 to 315 pounds with a quickness. So once you stop trying, it's actually true that people do get pregnant. If you're happy in your life, everything's going well, which the move was the biggest thing for us, and it was a good thing. Not the greatest, but a good. It'll happen. Just everybody has to be patient. People are checking stuff constantly. They're buying tests left and right on websites for pregnancy symptoms and craziness. If you just stop and be happy with what you have, good things will come your way. Before you know it, you'll end up pregnant. Stop forcing it. You're stressing over it, and that's what happens. And I've seen tons of women do this on a daily basis. You know, oh my goodness, could I be pregnant? Could I be pregnant? Could I? You're not always going to be pregnant, okay? But there's that one possibility you could be because you stopped trying. Just stop trying. If fertility doctors are telling you you're going to need in vitro fertilization, quit going. They lie. I've had 2 doctors tell me I couldn't get pregnant on my own. I got pregnant. I was 33 years old. My son is 2. It happens. Take care of your body. I had gestational diabetes when I was 6 months pregnant until I had him. So please take care of your body. I know gestational diabetes happens to everybody, but just take care of your body. Check your blood sugar, take your medication that you need to take. Just be aware of what you do. My son was born with a heart condition. I never remember how to pronounce it, but his arteries and his heart in general are both backwards. So when he was born, a lot of crazy stuff happened. That'll be for another conversation. But this is a starting out point. So I know it sounds kind of scattered. If you have any questions or comments, mark them down below. Hopefully I'll come back to you maybe once a week. I'm hoping. My kid keeps me busy. He's a handful and a half, but I love him. Excuse me. So just comment down below. I'll try to answer as many as I can, and I hope you guys like this new vlogging stuff. It's new to me, so I just figured I'd tell you a little bit about me, as this is a small part. There's way more to come later, but that's the biggest part of my life right now. So, love you guys. Please like and subscribe. The more subscribers, the more I can stay at home with my son, and that also makes everything greater than anything in the world right now. So, like I said, please like and subscribe down below. Questions, comments, I'll get back with you. Thanks, guys. Bye.